Welcome back, everyone. April is National Stress Awareness Month. Stress looks and feels so differently to all of us. So we asked mom coach Hannah Keeley to share 3 secret solutions for all of you mamas out there. Take a look. Hannah, as a busy mom, I am so excited to be chatting with you this morning. You have something that you want to dive right into, and that's called decision fatigue. Tell us what it is, and most importantly, give us some solutions.
Absolutely. You know, the average person makes about 130 decisions a day. Sounds like a ton, right? However, moms, they make about double that because we're not just making decisions for ourselves,
Right.
we're making decisions for our whole family, our children, everything. So what happens a lot of times with the mom brain is decision fatigue. Our brain literally just runs out of energy. It's like a car running out of gas. And so that's why a lot of moms lose their cool around like 4 or 5 p.m., right? Because
Amen.
we're just tired. Our brains are just tired. So what I help moms with is managing stress better. And that means we can fight decision fatigue by planning ahead. I call it doing favors for your future self. Like simple things like laying out your clothes the night before, setting the coffee maker to brew before you go to bed, like little things like that. For tomorrow, it helps. So that's one less decision you have to make. So now you're able to be more productive in the afternoons and the evenings, and you don't find yourself losing your cool.
Yes, I love that. We're just giving our future self an edge and setting us up for success, which is so important. Let's talk about scheduling as well, because I talk to all my mom friends too, and they say May is the new December in terms of craziness, the crazy schedule, right? Kids are getting out of school. And oh, by the way, I hope you plan for what they're going to do summer, camps, babysitters. So it's all such a balancing act. What do you suggest for that?
You know, it really is. You're right. It does feel like a balancing act, especially moving into when schedules are changing. But here's the thing that moms don't understand. When we set a rigorous schedule for ourselves, we think it's going to help us. We think it's going to help us stick to certain times and be able to be more motivated to carry out tasks. It does the opposite for moms because scheduling does not take into effect all of the variables that are unforeseen in a mom's life. We don't know when a kid's going to need a diaper change. We don't know when something's going to arrive at the door or something comes up. So we have to, instead of scheduling, I often recommend that moms do something I call structuring, where we set our day into 3 chunks, just a morning chunk, afternoon chunk, evening chunk, and then we fit our tasks into those chunks. This way, we have a little more leniency with all those unforeseen variables, right? But we're still getting the job done, so we're maintaining our productivity.
Yeah, it sounds like structuring is another word for flexibility, like or being flexible. And right? Because we have to, as you mentioned, you never know what's going to come at us or if there's going to be a traffic jam. So I love that, structuring in chunks. And then you touched upon something earlier, which I still use, even though my youngest is 12, and that's mom brain. We all say that expression all the time. So how do you clear the stress on that one?
Well, you know, I have to tell you this right out of the gate that you say you still use this and your kid's 12. However, there have been studies done with moms, like a woman's brain before she has a baby, after she has a baby. The brain actually changes anatomically and cognitively. And here's the deal. It's a longitudinal study. They never go back to that pre-pregnancy brain again. So I know, but there's good and bad. And so the good thing is we're more aware of what's going on around us, as, you know, that mom brain is always going. It's like having a phone with all your apps open, right? You're always kind of like subconsciously scanning the environment, which is good. However, we get distracted so easily.
Right.
So here's what I recommend for moms to do to help battle that mom brain. Instead of having that fogginess and you think like, what am I doing? I'm losing my mind. Yes, your kids have made you lose your mind. Yeah. But what you can do instead of that is to make all of those big tasks much smaller. I call them baby tasks.
Right.
Get the baby tasks, not the, like if you want to clean out the garage, awesome. Don't put that as a task.
Right.
Clean one shelf, right? Or just right in front of the doorway or one pile. Minimize the task, but then do this. When you complete it, celebrate it. Yeah. Have those wins for yourself, because then what you're doing is you're stimulating the reward center in the mom brain, and you're more likely to repeat the activity.
Yes, yes. Baby steps. I love that. I could talk to you all day, Hannah. Thank you so much for your time. We so appreciate it.
Oh, thank you so much. Anything about moms, I love talking about that all day long.
How about that? Great tips and advice. And while we are on the topic of